Thank you so much for joining us today. We're thrilled that you could spend some time with us. We're looking forward to the next 45 minutes or so just to give you some updates on our program and to talk about ways we can collaborate this year. Paul, you're my driver today. If you want to go ahead and advance me, I'd appreciate that. So today, specifically, what we wanted to do was introduce you to our team. Many of you on the call may have met us before. We may have spent some time together, but there are also some unfamiliar faces, and we'd like you to know who your go-to team is at the AMA. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on at the AMA. You're all very familiar with the AMA, but we wanted you to know what some of the top charges are that we're tackling today so that you're up to speed on the latest and greatest. We're going to talk briefly about our MSOP program, just a quick overview of what it is that we do every day. And why that might matter to you. We'll talk about how we support our students, specifically our campus outreach leaders, and then we're going to talk about how we can support you as well through our society resources. We want to make sure that we support you in any way possible during the course of the upcoming academic year. And then finally, we'll take some time for questions and answers. So let's start with meeting the team. We're a small and scrappy team. We're all new as of about last year, but we love working with medical students, and we certainly love partnering with our society partners as well. I'll start off. My name is Kathleen Hansen, and I'm the director of the MSOP program. I come to the AMA with a background in retail healthcare, some tech exposure, and also I've worked for an international airline prior as well. But my heart really lies in healthcare, so I'm really glad to be at the AMA, and as mentioned, love working with the passions that medical students bring to the table. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Paul.
Thanks, Kathleen. Hi, I'm Paul Wells. I am the marketing and program manager for the MSOP team. Been with the AMA for just over a year now, and feel like I found my new home. My responsibility, aside from working alongside this fantastic team of individuals that the rest of whom you're going to meet shortly, is really managing the day-to-day operations, which includes all of our marketing material development, communications, and the resources that our students and partners need to be successful. With that, I am going to hand it over to Rifa.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rifa. I'm the program administrator for the MSOP program, and I joined back in March of this year, so I'm the newest member of the team. I come here with a background. My previous job was client services manager at my alma mater, St. Xavier University. I helped out with the IT program there, and I helped lead the student workforce in the IT department. And so it's not a huge transition to be moving on to helping students in the medical field with healthcare, and I'm excited to be here. I'm kind of the control tower is what they call me. I help with the background, stuff in the background with, anything that needs to get done. And I help with the student ops box, which we will share with you the email address later in this presentation. And with that, I will pass it off to Meredith.
Thanks, Rifa. Hi, everyone. My name is Meredith Friedberg. I am one half of the Field Student Recruitment Manager team. The other Field Student Recruitment Manager is Emily Farron. She was unable to join us today, so I will be covering the spiel for the both of us. We are, student-facing, really working with the outreach leaders to provide them all the tips and tricks that they need to successfully promote AMA membership on campus. So that's, connecting with them via email, providing them resources, and really taking that a holistic viewpoint of not only focused on recruitment, but how can we show them the value of AMA membership, and also so they could take advantage of their membership as well. I do come from an association background, so I worked for the American Dental Association for a number of years, and really had the awesome experience of working very closely with the dental state societies. So truly understand the value of the partnership between the national, state, and local associations, and just how we can go ahead and promote that to students to really promote organized medicine as a whole.
So we're, again, we're here to help you in any way we can. We're excited about the year that's to come. I think you won't find a more fun or, excited team. So feel free to reach out to us anytime. With that, Paul, do you want to take us away on some of the news around the AMA?
Thank you so much, Kathleen. It's really important to us, across all of our kickoff meetings that we've been holding, whether it be with our student leaders, our partners, of course, our societies, to really go through just a few slides reminding everyone why we're here, why it is that this team and the entire AMA gets out of bed in the morning, what's our core mission, principles, and guiding values. I think a really great place to start is our mission statement. I think it really kind of powerfully captures, what it is that our organization is focused on, and what kind of we're all about. I know many of you may have seen this before, but I'm going to give it a read through. The AMA is the physician's powerful ally in patient care, representing physicians with a unified voice, leading the charge to confront public health crises, removing obstacles that interfere with patient care, and driving the future of medicine. So a lot packed into that statement. So what does that mean? How do we, the AMA and this MSOP team, bring our mission to life in the work that we do every day? Well, we like to focus on what we affectionately call the 4 pillars. First, representing medical students, physicians, residents with a unified voice. Medical students have great representation, are an active participant in the AMA House of Delegates, at the National Advocacy Conferences, which we hold, a part of the AMA policymaking process, and participate in congressional testimony, and among many other places designed to bring a positive change to today's medicine. Second, we remove obstacles that interfere with patient care. I think a prime example of this goes back to 2007, when the AMA helped lead the charge to make medical records electronic through the EMR mandate, which I think we can all agree was a really terrific thing. Thirdly, we are the leading charge to confront public health crises. So just to unpack that a little bit further, first and foremost, COVID-19 relief. The AMA has took a very strong stance on promoting the science as it relates to that, this ongoing pandemic. Second to that, our overall focus on the health of the nation. This includes diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and then lastly, being a fierce advocate in the fight in addressing the opioid crisis. And last, this is my personal favorite, driving the future of medicine. So every single day, the AMA is reinventing the way that physicians are trained and the way that physicians are engaged in education. So medical education innovation, recently a big focus on an emphasis of work-life balance, with a targeted emphasis on reducing student, resident, and physician burnout. And then, holistically, we're committed to the health and support of all of our nation's healthcare providers with an eye towards continuously improving the field of medicine. And with that, I am going to toss things over to Rifa, who's going to give you a quick review as to what the MSOP program is.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, it's a great question. What is MSOP, the Medical Student Outreach Program? The AMA offers this 9-month leadership opportunity for medical students who exhibit, excellent leadership skills, strong organizational skills, and those who have a keen interest in organized medicine. Our Medical Student Outreach Program is a peer-to-peer recruitment program with a focus on promoting 4-year AMA memberships to first-year medical students, or M1s. And sections can earn commission dollars based on these MSOP membership numbers. The AMA is here to support you and them, the students, every step of the way with marketing material, outreach communications, training, resources, event funding. It's a great opportunity for students to build their CVs, to gain leadership experience, to earn funding for their schools, and to attend AMA events. And Meredith will speak to that a little bit more during her section coming up. So a couple facts here. You'll see our lovely map that shows where we have outreach leaders located across the country. We are 177 outreach leaders strong this year. And we have 125 schools that are participating this year, hoping to drive that number up if we can. And our M1 class size that we're targeting this year is 30,000 plus students strong. So that's what our community is. That's who our community is reaching out to this year. And we're excited to be able to do that. And with that, I will pass the baton off to Meredith.
Thanks, Rafa. So how do we support our outreach leaders? How do we do that? I can tell you it's a lot. First and most importantly, each student has a dedicated field student recruitment manager. So that would be either myself or Emily, and we're really here just to guide students and provide them with anything that they need, whether it's materials, event support, or even further, just how they can access their AMA membership. I tell all of the students that I work with, consider me your go-to gal at the AMA, and I'm here to help in any way that I can. So you can see on the screen here just what states we support. So I mentioned Emily, I like to lovingly refer to her as my partner in crime. So we split the country in half. So you can see here, I take the middle section of the country, Emily has the East Coast, and we actually divide up the west side of the country. So in region 1, I cover California and Arizona, and Emily has every other state in that region. So we are always available to chat with students, whether it's via phone, hop on a call over Zoom, or email, and really make ourselves available and encourage them to set up time to meet with us one-on-one. So as you can see here, we have new recruitment resources available. We created these just based on students' feedback, our society partners' feedback, and have developed these new tools just to really make it easy and do a lot of the work, especially for students. So when it comes to those student-facing resources, we've really made sure that they have everything they need as turnkey as possible. So you'll see some step-by-step guides on from everything how to sign up for membership to how to host a successful event, or even how to access their Headspace subscription. So we have toolkits for recruitment events, which are new and exciting for this year, and I'm super excited about them. So these toolkits include an AMA 101 toolkit, an advocacy toolkit, a health equity toolkit, a toolkit for our DO schools, and even a back to school toolkit. So each toolkit is comprised of scripted PowerPoint templates and specific content related flyers. In addition, we also have email templates that they can send to fellow students, social media posts they can use, and also request forms for requesting AMA swag, speakers, and marketing materials for events. If they need it, honestly, we have it. So for our outreach leaders specifically, we have all these tools to make sure, again, that they're set up for success, and where can they find them? So one of my favorite resources that we offer, and I tell all of the students to bookmark this page as their one source of truth, is the Resource Center. So this really houses everything students need in order to be successful. So this includes all of those toolkits and email templates and social media kits for everything that they need to make sure that they're set up for success on campus. And we even have some trainings and step-by-step guides that they can access at their leisure and go to that whenever time allows, basically. So the next resource that we have is our recruitment dashboard. So this platform is really special because students actually receive real-time data on how many members each chapter recruits. So they'll be placed into, they'll know what tier they fall in for commissions, and they can even access their current chapter's member list, which is really huge to be able to know all of the members and being able to have that listserv to communicate to them. So this is another great website to bookmark, and this can be found on our Resource Center too. So in addition to all of our other resources, our outreach leaders receive a few email communications from us throughout the year. So they'll receive an email every Tuesday and also a monthly newsletter from Student Ops Inbox with the latest information that each chapter needs to know. So in these emails and newsletters, we'll highlight our resources, national AMA events, and more so they can access when they need it. And Emily and I, we've also created some on-demand trainings for students to look at their leisure. So again, this includes how to host an event, how to talk about membership, how to get involved, and really they can access these trainings anytime on demand. And finally, we offer our students commissions and grants. So a lot of chapters don't know this, but there's money available to help with their chapter initiatives. And we can work with the students to make sure that they get the most money that they can. And grants and commissions are 2 ways that they can obtain this. So for now, I'll pass it over to Kathleen to take us home.
Thanks, Meredith. Obviously, we're really focused on supporting our student leaders and making their jobs as easy as possible, but we have that same philosophy when it comes to our society partners as well. And we want you to be aware of all we can bring to the table to help you. To start with, I just wanted to cover quickly what our current welcome gifts are for this new academic year, just to make sure that we have full clarity on this. Again, these membership incentives or welcome gifts come with any 4-year student membership that's purchased. And this year, the offerings are Boards and Beyond. It's a 3-month digital subscription that can be activated via a code that the student gets in their email box. Some of you may recall that last year this was 9 months. The vendor no longer has that product offering, so the offering we can make available has changed to 3 months for that subscription. We also offer the First Aid for USMLE Step 1, the 2021 edition, and we'll be also offering the 22 edition as well. And that is a pre-order which gets published and distributed in January. So orderable now, but doesn't get distributed till January. And then finally, Netter's flashcards are a 4th option for any student who purchases a 4-year membership. We also have developed a lot of materials that we think that you can use for your on-campus recruitment events or virtual events, or that you could share with your student leadership. And we'll be sending out a link with these resources to you after this meeting. But essentially, the kit includes things like our student benefits information. There's so many things that students benefit from when they join the AMA outside of that initial welcome gift that actually carry them all the way through their medical school journey. And so this guide outlines that. We have customizable templates and PowerPoints that Meredith referred to earlier that can be used for different types of events, whether it be health equity, advocacy, AMA 101, etc. We have student-facing collateral that you may wish to use at some of your events. And we also have these these step-by-step sheets or flyers that can help you guide your students through anything that they need to know about their membership. So all of these items will be made available to you. We'd love your feedback once you receive them. If there's something that we're not providing that we can go ahead and create for you, we would love to hear that as well. We're always looking for new ideas to make people's jobs easier. In terms of some tips and just deadline reminders, one of the things that we spent a lot of time this last year doing is just simply listening to students and trying to understand where they're coming from. And one of the things we did here was there can sometimes be confusion between the time a student thinks they sign up for membership and the time we actually have their information to process them as a member. And sometimes that can be up to a month or longer gap. So we're hoping that we can encourage the very timely submission of rosters to make sure that as soon as a student is signed up on your end, we can get them through our system and get their benefits to be enabled right away. So if you have any questions on that or what the timing should look like, feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to have that conversation and walk you through how we can deliver the best experience to our students. Promote current incentives is another tip. I know especially the Boards and Beyond changing from 9 months to 3 months can cause confusion, and we want to be transparent with our students. And then finally, we'd love it if you'd schedule a one-on-one call with us. We'd love to get you to know you better, talk about your goals for the year and how we can help support them, amplify any news that you'd like us to share, and just generally find better ways to collaborate. So feel free to reach out and we can put some time on the calendar. We just love to get to know you better. And then lastly, I just want to talk a little bit about a couple of deadlines coming up, and these are our commissions deadlines. For the fall recruitment season, our deadline is November 5th. And for the spring commission deadline, the date for that is April 8th. These are just 2 things to kind of put on your radar in terms of getting timely rosters in to make it in before those deadlines. Another benefit that we want to tout this year is your opportunity to, collaborate not only with this team, but with our outreach leaders as well. We want to create a community and the ability to network. Certainly feel free to use Emily and Meredith to help you connect with our outreach leaders. We can facilitate those conversations and just add more, arms and legs to all the work that we're doing. So we're hoping that we can tie you in with our field student recruitment managers as well as our outreach leaders this year. We do from time to time get requests from our society partners for some state reporting, metrics around membership, any data that is shareable around membership. Again, we won't share anything that's within privacy guidelines, but we can share with you some general reporting. We're happy to do that. Feel free to reach out to us if you're interested in receiving that, or send an email to Student Ops, it's here on the screen, to learn more about the process and what we can make available to you. And then finally, some of you on the call are already doing this or well aware of our sponsorship programs. For others, this may be new to contemplate, but we do offer student sponsorship programs wherein a society or an institution can pay for the memberships for their students in a given location. It's a great program. The students reap a lot of benefits from the 4-year memberships, and certainly it's a great way to tie in your society involvement as well. We have the sponsorship costs laid out here. There is a discounted rate for the extended memberships. Certainly students get all of the benefits that they would get as an AMA member, plus that welcome incentive for 4-year memberships. And it's a pretty simple process to go through. So, and we also have a new program. It's an undergraduate curriculum enrichment platform that we could talk to as well. But if you have any interest in sponsoring students or would like to ask more questions or hear more about the program, again, simply reach out and we'll be happy to share that information with you. I think that's the end of our content. I'm sure that you might have questions or ideas or comments. Feel free to send those our way. We're an open door. We would love to hear from you at any point in time. And now I'll open it up for questions. Thank you, everyone, again, for your time today. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us. We look forward to connecting more with you down the road and collaborating on this new year that will be another journey for all of us, both hybrid, in person, and virtual. So looking forward to working with you this year. Thank you.